So, first off, huge congratulations on going out for a job interview and trying to get yourself out in the workforce. Maybe this is your first job. Maybe it's your third, fourth, fifth job. But a lot of people feel a lot of anxiety, stress, even fear around a job interview or an interview in general. And I'm here to help. I'm here to help. So let's start off by getting grounded, okay? Take a nice, deep, calming breath with me. In the nose, out the mouth. Okay, breathe in deep. And exhale. Nice. 2 more times. In the nose, deep. Good. And last time, breathe deep. Good. You probably notice that you feel a little bit better already, all right? That's because taking 3 calming breaths helps relax us and ground ourselves. And this is an old actor's tip. I'm gonna tell you a couple auditioning tricks, because what is an actor doing when they're auditioning? They're just we're constantly selling ourselves, right? We're constantly in interview after interview after interview. Part of those interviews, those auditions, is doing the scene, the memorized lines, of course. But another big part of it is talking with the producers and directors and casting agents, because there is a universal truism throughout life, and that is people want to work with people and be around people that they like. It's crazy. I know. Yeah, people want to be around people that they like. In this case, you. They want to be around you. And there's a nice little saying we have in the acting world: relaxation, concentration, imagination. Repeat it with me. Relaxation, concentration, imagination. Okay. The first step in crushing any job interview is you need to be relaxed. And this goes for so many things in life. Whether you're a great athlete, you gotta be relaxed to compete at your best. It's okay to have a little bit of tension, right? A little bit of nerves is fine. We're all going to experience that. A little bit of butterflies lets you know you're alive. But all the great athletes have an ability to relax, focus, and be imaginative. Relaxation, concentration, imagination. And the other really important one, and this is the one that if you only remember one thing from this session with you and me, it is focus on being expressive, not impressive. Okay. Focus on being expressive, not impressive. If you're trying to be impressive, it will inevitably fall flat. if you are trying to be impressive and be all Mr. Mrs. Cool, I'm the cool guy, and I'm the cool gal. If you're trying to be impressive, look at me, look at me, look at me. Almost everybody has an immediate repulsion, a revulsion to that kind of behavior. And it's almost instinctual. You can see it. You can almost smell it when somebody is trying to be impressive and show off. We all go, ew, dude, calm down. Like, bro. It has the opposite effect. And the people that we find the most impressive, the people that we go, whoa, that person was like inspiring, and whoa, I want to be around them, I want to be like them. Those people are always incredibly expressive. They have something to say, they have a point of view, and they're just sharing in what they're about. And it's contagious. It's incredibly effective. Okay. So, before you walk into that job interview, you're going to take some nice calming breaths, whether it be in the car or wherever. It's a Zoom, it could be a video. Take some nice calming breaths. Really get yourself relaxed. Okay? These are some very, very fundamental, basic things. Dress for success. Dress for the occasion. Don't overdress. Okay? If you're not going to a job that in no way, if nobody in the job or anywhere near that job is wearing a suit and a tie, I wouldn't show up in a suit and a tie. Okay? Don't underdress. Don't look schleppy. The most important thing I can say is look well groomed. Okay? Take a shower. Brush your hair. All right? If you're a guy, trim your beard or shave, whatever look you prefer. Don't look scraggly. Look clean. Look put together. Do not, and I can not express this enough, do not put on a bunch of cologne or perfume. Do not do this. You may think it smells amazing, and your friends may have gone, oh my gosh, I love the way you smell in that. Do not wear any, I would just definitely say none. Do not wear any cologne or any perfume. That is not the right impression that you want to leave. You don't want to be noticed for that, okay? Just trust me on this. And it does you zero favors. I guarantee you nobody will hire you because they go, oh, I loved that. I loved that cologne he was wearing. Or, ooh, I loved that perfume she was wearing. No, nobody will ever hire you because of that. And there's a very good chance that they will be annoyed by it. Many people are sensitive to smells and fragrances. And it's just one of those things. It will do you zero favors. You just want to be odorless, okay? Don't stink. And don't walk in smelling like sandalwood or, Chanel No. 5. Don't do it, okay? Just be clean, okay? So, basic grooming. Brush your teeth, take a shower, put a comb through your hair. Make sure your clothes are presentable. You want to dress for the role. Dress for success. If you're going to err, I would err on the side of a little overdressed than underdressed. But you definitely don't want to show up like crazy overdressed. It's not the right energy you're looking for. Okay. All right. Make sure there may be an interview where I don't know. I mean, a t-shirt's pretty rough, but if you're gonna wear a t-shirt, make sure the collar is clean. Make sure it doesn't have holes in it or stains or something. Just look professional, and whatever that may be for your scenario. Okay. Breathe. Nice deep breath. You're gonna do great. Okay. You're gonna do great. You're gonna be relaxed, focused. All right. You're gonna be expressive, not impressive. All right. Okay. Before you go into that interview or turn on that camera, make sure you know the company that you're interviewing for. Make sure you know them very well. What are they looking for? What kind of position is this? Be very clear on the details of the company. Do not come in and not understand what they do, what they sell, what they offer. Be very clear on that, and like what's their target demographic, who do they sell to. Be very, very clear on what they do, how they do it, and be very clear on what you bring to the table. Be very clear on that. Why? Ask yourself the question, why should they hire you? And there's many answers to that, okay? And I really want to make sure I double emphasize this. It is very important to be competent and know what you're doing in an interview. It is, I don't know if it's more important. Depends on the job. I don't know if this is controversial to say. In my experience, though, being likable is almost as important as competence. I mean, I'm telling you, if people like you, they will forgive many things, okay? Being likable really goes a long way. Now, if you have no idea what you're doing on the job and you have no clue what this company does and you have no skills, it won't matter. You have to bring something useful to them to the table. But being likable is insanely valuable. It's a very valuable quality. Now, being likable is interesting. I've already told you one of the biggest secrets to being likable. Being expressive, not impressive, right? Like, you're probably going to brag in some way, shape, or form in your interview. You should. You should know your CV. You should know, like, I've done X, Y, and Z. I can do these things well. And you should be able to speak confidently about yourself without being braggadocious, without being Mr. or Mrs. I'm the best ever at this thing. No one has ever been better than me. I know everything about this thing. I am the master of this subject. And look, I guess if you are, then it can actually work. I mean, if you happen to be a true savant or a true expert in whatever you're going out for the job, and you are just like, you are the cat's meow of that field, you'll probably get hired for it, okay? But if you're not, you don't have to be. You don't have to be. If you are competent and likable, then that will go so far for so many jobs, because there's a very, very good chance that no matter what, you're gonna learn on this job. Okay, especially if you're younger. If you're in your 40s or your 50s, it may be different, but if you're a younger person, okay, this is your first, second job, third job, there's a high, I guarantee you, you are going to be learning on the job. And your employer knows that. Your employer knows that you will hopefully improve over time. And you will, right? Right. You better. That's the thing that's very important, is that even if you don't love this job, even if you don't see yourself in this particular job as a career forever, do your best. Do your best. Show up on time. Put in the work. And even if it's not your favorite thing, do your best. Having hired personally 8 or 10 people, I will tell you, and I'm no joke, okay? It's shockingly difficult to find competent people who are fun and show up on time. I wish the bar was higher, but I'm telling you, if you are competent, remotely likable, and you are reliable, you show up on time. Okay, that's another thing about the job interview. You better be there 15 minutes early. Okay, you had better be ready really 30 minutes early. But if you have to drive somewhere, I highly recommend getting to that space, if at all possible, at least 30 minutes ahead of time, and just sit in your car. Okay? Being late is unacceptable. You have to be able to show up. Being reliable is incredibly valuable. And again, having hired, like I said, 8 to 10 people, it's shocking how many were not reliable. Or they were reliable, but they weren't that fun. They were kind of awkward and just kind of like okay to be around, you know? If you can be reliable, show up on time, remotely competent, you don't even have to be the best by any means, but like moderately competent, which you are, okay, and likable. We want to be around people who we enjoy, you know. And that kind of goes back again to the expressive, not impressive. You know what it's like to be around somebody who's trying to be impressive. And we all know what that really is. When somebody is trying to be impressive, it's a glaring, flashing red light for lack of self-confidence. It's a flashing beacon of ego deficiency. And it's just not attractive to people. Nobody wants to be around somebody who is, arrogant. There's nothing fun about it. And arrogance, unfortunately, is always a mask for incompetence. It's always a mask for incompetence and lack of self-confidence. If somebody lacks self-confidence, it will manifest itself as ego and deficiency. When you're truly confident, you're not trying to impress anybody. Competent, confident people aren't trying to impress you. They're just good. They're just competent and confident. And they're curious, right? They're curious about other things, and life in general. So what are you gonna do? Okay, you're gonna get a good night's rest. So cover some real quick basics before your job interview. You gotta be well rested. If you're tired, sleepy, God forbid, hungover or something, you're not gonna be sharp, right? You're not gonna be on your A game. You gotta be well rested. Ideally, minimum 7 hours of sleep. 8 is better. Okay, be well rested. Be well groomed. Take care of yourself. Make sure you take a shower that day. Trim anything. Make sure your teeth are brushed. Run a comb or a brush through your hair. Okay? Make sure your wardrobe looks put together. You don't have to be wearing a suit unless the job requires it. There's jobs that require it, but those are fewer and far between these days. Just make sure you look clean, put together, look tidy. Okay? All right. You got that. You understand that. Be early. I recommend 30 minutes early, minimum 15 minutes early, and just wait in your car. Just chill, relax. You don't, if you're rushed, it leads to anxiety. Then your cortisol is going to spike, and then your stress level spikes, and nobody does good when their cortisol and their stress levels are spiking. Everybody performs better relaxed. Relaxation, imagination, concentration. Okay. And be expressive, not impressive. Okay. So those are kind of like the meta, the big picture things. All right. Now, a couple questions I guarantee you they're going to ask you. Many interviews, they ask you, what's your best quality? Have a good answer for it. All right, think about it. What do you really like about yourself? They're probably going to ask you, what's your worst quality? And don't be like, nothing, I have no flaws. Think about that. What are areas that you would want to work on or improve upon? I remember, I'll give you one specifically that I remember I was asked this question for a bartending job that I was interviewing for. And there was very competitive getting bartending gigs in Los Angeles. Like there were many applicants. And when they asked me that question, I said, well, one of my flaws is that I really probably overcare about like the customer's experience. Like it can really bother me if somebody has a negative experience and I feel like I could have done something better. And I probably let that bother me more than it should. So yeah, probably caring too much. Which is interesting, right? On the one hand, it's like it kind of is a flaw, but it's also saying that I'm also really trying my best. And anyway, you kind of see. I remember they later on, the one of the owners who interviewed me said, "Dude, by the way, you gave like one of the best interviews we've ever had." And I was like, "Oh, thanks." And okay, so what's your good quality? What's a bad quality? All right. Those are classic interviewing questions. And at the end, I have some questions for them too. When you ask, they will ask, "Do you have any questions for us?" And yeah, I don't recommend going, "Nope, no questions." Ask something curious, like if this works out, or like, I wouldn't even say that because that implies like, after 1 year, where would you like to see, how would you like to see us working together in 1 year? Or what would you like to see? What would you like to see me do or improve upon after 1 year of working with you? Something that opens a dialogue, and you want to probe. I remember an actor friend of mine, she was auditioning, and she asked an interesting question, which you're not really supposed to do, but she asked, what's the one thing you guys are looking for today that you haven't seen? And they'd been auditioning, 100 people or whatever they did that day. And it's a very bold question to ask, and it's generally frowned upon. But it's a great question. What's something that you're looking for that you haven't seen today? Or, anyway, those kinds of probing questions that show that you are genuinely curious, inquisitive, and interested in their product and what they're doing, that you are truly interested in making it a collaboration. Okay? You want them to know that they're not the enemy. The interviewer is not the interviewer, believe me, whoever's interviewing you wants to love you. Okay? Let me repeat that. The interviewer wants to love you. They want to go, oh my gosh, I can stop looking. I've met the most amazing person. Like, this is okay, done. I don't need to see anybody else. They really want that. They want you to be that person. So they're really on your team. They want to know that you are a team player, that you want to work with them because they're people too. Everybody's just a human trying to get along in this world. And they want you to like them. They want to like you. They too want to be liked. If you can make them feel liked and likable by being curious and being like, man, I'm really excited to work with you guys. This seems like a really fun, cool team. Like, I love the energy of what you got going on here. It'd be really fun to collaborate with you. You want to build a sense of like camaraderie, that we are a team together and that it's going to be fun to work together. And if you can do that, if you can leave them feeling that way, you have a much, much better odds of finding yourself a new job, a fun job, a better job, a higher paying job. Okay? All right, that's quite a bit of information, but I think if you focus on the basics, relaxation, imagination, concentration, and the most important, be expressive, not impressive. Okay? Focus on that. Being relaxed, being expressive, being a team player. How can you help them? How is it going to be fun to work together? And be somebody that is exciting and that they would want to work with. You're going to do great. All right, now, go get a good night's rest. Drink a lot of water in the morning. Be good and hydrated. And go kick some butt at this interview. All right? I know you can. You got this. All right. I look forward to hearing about the new job.